If we're creative and we use our heart in the things that we create, we always have abundance. By pulling together the mind of creativity with the heart and our intuition, doing things with reverence and ritual, we overcome poverty consciousness here. Hello, my name is Kim. Thanks for being here. We are making our way through the Sabian symbols of astrology. There are 360. They're each very unique. Today we are on Virgo Pisces 26 axis. Thanks for being here. If you're new and want a little bit of insight, there are two videos that could be helpful in the description. One is on crystal wisdom. What do I mean when I'm talking about the crystals? The other is the playlist. The very first video in that playlist for the Sabian symbols gives some intro on what this is all about. Symbolism, insight, psychological profiling, the individual storylines of each of the degrees. Without further ado, let's get into Virgo. A boy with a censer serves near the priest at the altar. A worshiper lighting sandalwood incense in a temple dedicated to Ganesh. An old man counting gold coins. People carrying bundles of firewood from a forest. Under the full moon, a sagging balcony. The stones here are Moqui marbles or Limonite balls. Speaks to the root chakra, balances and equalizes the masculine and feminine energies. It removes blockages from the entire chakra system. It releases fear, specifically the fear of death. Enhances intuition, aids spiritual growth and shamanic journeys. It stops negative entities from attaching to our aura. So this is a degree of practicing with reverence, with ritual, the little boy at the feet of the priest at the altar. So he's holding the censer. The more we practice, we become. So it's imbuing things that we do in a ritual way with an understanding that every little thing we do is magic, and eventually it becomes magic. So practice, practice, practice until it becomes. Practicing in the presence of God, getting comfortable knowing that the spirit within is always watching. Who believes that? Leave a comment. We're never alone. If we're never alone, we're always being watched. God is always with us. We're the temple, God's within. So it's learning to treat everyday activity with reverence, knowing that God is watching, knowing that everything matters. There's a spiritual context to everything, and understanding that and practicing with that in mind ups our game. Sandalwood, incense, Ganesh. The full moon is mentioned and the sun is mentioned, so there's an emotional fullness that we want, but there's also doing it in the light of the sun. We're trying to balance out the masculine and the feminine energies so that we come out in a fullness, a beautiful fullness on Aries 1 is what we're going for. We're also wanting to clear away shadows so that we do come out in a beautiful, bright fullness. Here there's a knowingness that each of us carries burdens, emotional buildup over time that needs to be let go of, and that we need to do it slowly in our own time. Understanding that the things we have that are physical have spiritual meaning. And the more we realize that, we realize the things we really need, the things we really don't. A lot of what's in our realm is beyond our understanding. But to do it with reverence, to do it with ritual and intense attention, we glean more and more. We know what to stay away from. We know what to go to. We know what to accumulate. We know what to let go of. And over time, the practice becomes reality, meaning and purpose is gleaned, and we have the old man counting gold coins at the end of his days. Let's take a look at Pisces. A new moon reveals that it's time for people to go ahead with their different projects. A writer endlessly revisiting his work. The aurora borealis. Within the shadowed part of the moon, a tiny momentary flare of light is seen. On a lawn, boys chasing a ball that seems to have a life of its own. The stone here is white selenite. It promotes peace, calm, clarity. It clears blocked energy. It elevates our spirit. It gives us access to clairvoyance, intuition. It is very helpful in meditation. It boosts our compassion. It gives us inner awareness, relieves stress and anxiety. It balances our emotions. So we have two stones talking about balance, balancing the energy system, clearing the energy and balancing, grounding into reality. So definitely a theme on this axis. Here we're being told that even though there might be one very strong impulse, like one symbol that everybody understands, everybody knows, but at different levels, people are going to experience this in their own unique way. And I'll take astrology for an example. We may have a room full of Libras, but one Libra is not the same as another Libra. Why is that? Because in any birth chart, there are so many different points in the recipe of who we are that it affects us differently. So one Libra may be into the law, another may be into beauty, another may be into design, another may be into relationships. So it's respecting the fact that any impulse is not going to be felt at the same level. Not everybody's going to want a mermaid on Aries 1. Not everybody is going to see the symbol of a mermaid in the same way. It's going to mean different things to different people. So it's respecting that in ourselves, and it's respecting it in others. When we understand this at a deep level, it's like, okay, fine. I allow myself to be unique because others are going to do what they're going to do. So it's just respecting that everybody is going to respond to impulses in different ways, even though it may be very strong, overarching. Some may feel the same, yes, of course, but each of us feels things in a very different way. We have our own way, our own filter of expressing one idea. An emergence of individuality is being felt here. If we do it in a balanced way where we clear out our storehouse and we take care of the things that are right here, if it's shadowy or it needs repaired, go ahead and repair it. Cleanse, purify your space. Clear and purify your body. There's a deep need to express ourselves here, but to do it in a way that honors who we are, we have to clear out our storehouse, overcome barriers slowly. If we get frustrated and give up, well, we're no better off than we started. So we have to be gentle with ourselves and slowly clear away barriers. The aurora borealis, the northern lights, always been fascinated by those. Here there's a theme of keeping spiritual light in mind in the things that we do. It will guide us. Be guided by the higher realities of life. And a visual is the northern lights. Stop and look at the lights. Allow it to permeate the things that we do. Bringing the mind, the creativity, and the ingenuity of the mind together with the heart brings us out in a beautiful individual way through meditation and cleansing and clearing thoughts right now with reverence. It will help us formulate our thoughts better and be able to communicate at the highest level here. But there can be some frustration on this degree. Barriers to communicating will have to be worked through, and knowing that can help overcome some frustration. Just go slow and steady. So a need for finesse in order to get our point across is going on here. A need for balancing the emotions, the moon with the sun, brings us into a wholeness and gives us the finesse needed in order to communicate our individuality. That's what we're going for on this degree. Making revisions, we're the writer, we're the book, and we keep refining our story. The stories we tell create our reality. So the more we own that and know that we're the writer of the story, bringing in the northern lights onto the work, it aids us. So meditation, cleansing, calm, peaceful, balance. There's an ability to overcome poverty consciousness here. Doing things in a way that has meaning and purpose means we always have an abundance. If we're creative and we use our heart in the things that we create, we always have abundance. By pulling together the mind of creativity with the heart and our intuition, doing things with reverence and ritual, we overcome poverty consciousness here. Becoming aware of our weaknesses and admitting them, knowing that they're there and admitting them, helps us to know what needs to be strengthened. So when we step out on a balcony and we want to look at the moon, that's the visual here. If we don't feel emotionally fulfilled, we tap in and we ask ourselves, why not? Slow down. Are you doing things every day in little ways or bigger, as much as you can, that have meaning and purpose? If you're not, take a step back and think about what has meaning and purpose to you. Leave a comment. What has meaning and purpose to you? That's what I have for you today. Thank you so much for being here. Give me a like if you're enjoying these. Subscribe for more. If you want to know more about your personal journey, take a look at this book. I just published it. It's available on Amazon. It's a way to track your own personal birth chart with the degrees in astrology so that you can get a deeper understanding of your strengths and your weaknesses. Thanks so much for being here. Take care till next time.